y'all. On today's podcast, we help Chris find the confidence to build his side hustle business.
Welcome to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now, we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again this week. Super excited to welcome another member of the Flip Your Life community onto the show so that we can help them take their business to the next level. But before we do that, I want to remind you that the Flip Lifestyle Podcast is brought to you by the Flip Your Life community. We do not sell ad sponsorships on our show. We are completely supported by you, the listener, and our members inside of the Flip Your Life community. We would love to help you take your online dreams to the next level, just like we're about to help our guest today. If you'd like to learn more about the Flip Your Life community, go to fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife, and you can check out all of our amazing membership options we have. We have an entire community of hundreds of entrepreneurs from around the world, courses that can help you at any stage of your online business. And if you need a little bit more help from me and Jocelyn, we do live member Q&As every single month. We'd love to have you in there. Check it out over at fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife.
Now it is time to introduce today's guest, Chris Cole-Heidi. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Shane. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, we are excited to talk to you today, and we cannot wait to meet you in person in Lexington in September. We're very excited that you are coming, and then someone in your family too, right?
Yes, actually, it's me and my twin brother. We both signed up at the same time and
awesome.
Decided. Yeah, we kind of debated it at first, and then I kind of told him ahead of time that I was going to buy my ticket, and I kind of got him to push him a little bit to buy his ticket, and then lo and behold, here we are. We're going, so I'm going to be there.
Well, are you guys identical twins, first of all?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Do you have identical businesses?
No.
And are you not going to switch name tags at the event? I'm just curious.
We might. Just never know.
Mess with people. Yeah, see, that would just totally mess me up. I mean, if you look down, you're sitting at different tables. I'm on stage. I'm getting confused. I wouldn't know what was going on, man. You can't do that to us, man. Hey, so before we get started and get deep into your story and help you take your business, what you're working on right now, to the next level, what made you decide to come to Flip Your Life Live in Lexington, Kentucky this September? What was the big, you said you kind of looked at it, you thought about it, and you wrestled with it. What pushed you over the edge and then allowed you to push your brother over the edge to drag him down I-75, kicking and streaming to Lexington? So
I'd been to several conferences over the years, but a lot of them were, they're very generic, and they just had a lot of, content where it was just I felt like it didn't really help me or improve or help me move forward with my business. I wanted something that was a lot more hands-on, and that's what you guys were talking about, more hands-on, you're teaching something, then we're going to go do something. And I just thought, that's going to be what I need. That's what I need. Someone showed me something, and then I can do it, and I can get my hands dirty and kind of learn some things. So.
Awesome. Yeah, our philosophy when we started Flip Your Life Live was to create an event where you did more work in 2 days and made more progress than you had done in the year before you actually got to the event. So we actually designed it that way on purpose. It's deep teaching. It's a no pitch event. We're not going to be selling anything at the end of every session like they do at some events. We're going to go into a topic, dive as deep as we can into it, stop, let everybody work on it for a minute. We'll be sitting around at tables doing masterminds, helping each other to make progress on whatever we're doing. We're going to focus a lot on traffic and sales, closing the deal and getting more people to your actual deals. But then we come back out, and Jocelyn and I actually stop and answer questions every session for 30 minutes to make sure there's no problems. You're completely clear on what you need to do. You can wrestle with it for a minute. And then we even come back after the event at night, and we have these big working sessions. So we do 4 sessions a day. You work on everything at the event. You get to ask questions. And then we all come back and mastermind after the question session, so we get to go out and get things done. So, I'm glad you're coming. Have you been coming to any of the weekly live trainings that I'm doing for Flip Your Life Live? Have you been coming to those?
Yes, I've been coming to almost every single one.
Love it.
Just not the ones some were during the day during work, but most of them, many of them in the evening, pretty much been there for every single.
Sure. You got the replays there too, if you want to watch those. So,
yes.
How are those helping you? Are those good? Getting you kind of making some progress before you even get to the event?
Those are incredible. So far, I've been able to create my first course, get it up, get it launched, and actually make my first sale. So
awesome! Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, if that's not a sign that you should be coming to Flip Your Life Live, so you can take some massive action, you need to be there. You can go over to fliplifestyle.com/live to check out how many tickets are left. We were under 30 the last time I checked, and we want to announce this. I think we've said this on the podcast already, but this is the last time we're doing the big Flip Your Life Live conference. We've got some other ideas that we're going to pursue next year, and this will be your last chance to come to Flip Your Life Live. So join us in Lexington, Kentucky, September 19th through the 21st at Flip Your Life Live. We would love to see you there, and you get to meet Chris and help us figure out if it's him or his brother for the entire event.
All right, Chris, so let's start talking a little bit about what you are doing online, and tell us also a little bit about you and your background and how you started doing this.
Okay, so I started way back in 2004, actually, with my very first business. I started in doing a lot of different things, from multi-level marketing for about 4.5 years. And then I jumped into affiliate marketing and building my first website in 2008. And it really kind of just snowballed from there until today, where I have basically my first website, or my bigger website now, that I work with mostly now. So
what's that website called?
My main website is sidehustleacademy.com.
Awesome. And it looks like you have done a lot of side hustles, being the MLMer and the affiliate marketer and the doing all the side hustles.
Yeah, and I need to know about this. Okay, so in your form that you filled out to be on the podcast, it says that you ran your own brick and mortar business, gating. Gating for swine and dairy. I need to know about this.
Like pigs and cows? Like what?
Yes.
Yes. This is going to be another farm episode of the Flip Lifestyle podcast.
How does one get into building gates for swine and dairy? Just curious.
So that business was actually started by my father, and he retired from it back in 2009, which I took it over. Me and another guy, we partnered up, and we took it over, and we've been running it ever since. And it's basically a gating and manufacturing business. You know, we build gating for swine barns, cattle barns, stuff like that. We've been doing that for just over 10 years now. And, that's been going very well. We actually just built a brand new shop, 15,000 square foot shop and all that. So,
that's amazing. Yeah. Now, I would say, though, that's a lot of hard work to run something that labor intensive. You got to have people that you manage. And I mean, building fencing and gating can't be easy.
No, it's a very high overhead business. It's also, it can be stressful at times, and I wear multiple hats in that business, because I do a wide variety of different things, pricing, quoting, stuff like that. So
awesome. Yeah. So is that kind of what your motivation is to get into that online world is, hey, we've got a high risk, high overhead. If something goes wrong, I'm sure there's some liability involved in all that. If someone loses their pig herd or something like that, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you do something wrong, the gate breaks and all the pigs, run away.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it does very well. I mean, it's, people are going to come back over time because, stuff wears out and stuff like that. So the gating business is pretty stable for the most part. I mean, this year's a little slower than the last few, but, that's why I kind of turned to online business, is because I want something that kind of supplements my income a little more and gives me more. It's less overhead. It's more time with my family, stuff like that. That's what I'm really looking for.
Love it. Tell me about this MLM route a little bit, because, we hear a lot of people get into the MLM place, and some people even try to mask an MLM as being like an online business. And if you're an MLMer out there, please don't get mad at me, but Jocelyn and I just don't like MLMs at all. So, but tell us a little bit about the MLM route. Like, what were you doing? And like, why did you get away from that multi-level marketing kind of aspect of a side hustle?
So yeah, when I started that, I had a few friends in it, and I thought it was kind of a neat thing. But what I learned, because I was selling insurance, investments, stuff like that. But in order to even get paid in that business, you had to have a license. So you had to go get an insurance license, an investment license, stuff like that. But then on top of that, what they don't really tell you is that MLM is a very high energy type business. You have to be beating people's doors down, calling people. You have to be doing it every day or you're just not going to get anywhere with it. And I did it for 4.5 years. It was okay, but in the end, I just realized that it wasn't for me. So
sure. Yeah, MLM is 24/7, and like it's not just beating down doors; it's beating down everybody's door. Like you got to beat down your friends' doors. You got to be Facebook messaging people. You got to be like, you have to literally like make every single networking relationship in your life, family, friend, or otherwise, into a business relationship. And it can get like uncomfortable, and like Jocelyn gets them all the time from people, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to buy your MLM product."
Yeah, I've had to block people from my phone because they won't stop texting me stuff.
It's like when you hear from someone who you haven't talked to them in 10 years, they haven't even liked a picture on your Facebook page, and they just show up and be like, "Hey, girl,
yeah,
I got something good for you."
My rule is if I haven't talked to you in like the last 5 years about something that's not MLM related, I probably don't want to talk to you about something that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it will just wear you out. It's like, it doesn't give you there's no chance for passive income. I mean, they say there is, but the top, 1 to 3% actually get any kind of income or passive income out of those big networks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Right.
We're not going to be building any downlines today, y'all. If you're here for that, you're in the wrong place. Okay.
All right. So you decided MLM wasn't for you, and you then decided to start the website then?
Yeah, I started a personal finance website first in 2008, and then I wrote a bunch of content for the first year. I had it up. I didn't make a whole lot. I started running AdSense on there, and I think I made maybe $100 into my first year doing it. In the second year, I kind of figured out this thing called SEO and how all that stuff worked, and then I started dabbling with that, and then within a year, I was making about $1,000 a month doing that. So
nice. That's awesome, man. Yep. And that was mostly off of affiliates or ads, or just a combination of like everything.
That was just pure advertising at that point.
Okay. So all Google ad clicks, people click it. You get your traffic. You're basically using SEO, search engine optimization, to bring more people to blog posts that you wrote. And then hopefully those people would click an ad that you posted from an ad network. That's correct?
Right.
All right, cool.
And then 2000, I was doing really good. 2010, by the end of 2010, I was making $1,000 a month. And then 2011 came and Google had a little update, and all of a sudden everything I had worked for, I think I was making about $1,300 a month, and it was gone. Google just decimated that entire business for me. So
yeah. And that's why it's like, you can't build your house on rented land. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the danger of a true SEO strategy, of only relying on Facebook ads, of, doing anything else where you're putting all your eggs in someone else's basket. And it's why we're so adamant about building your own thing with your own products, with your own community of followers and fans, because that's where the security really is. Right.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So you decided, this whole Google thing, it got kind of screwed up. But the online business, like, you still see hope there, obviously. So then you decide that you're going to start this new thing, right?
Yeah. So in 2015, I started my new site, which is called SideHustleAcademy.com, where I help people. Basically, I write a lot of content about helping people do various types of side hustles that I've learned over the years. Learned a lot with affiliate marketing. I was teaching people about that. So, and it's just right now, it's just purely just a content website and stuff like that right now. But I started a little YouTube channel and stuff like that, and that's doing okay and stuff, and it's starting to draw some people in.
Good.
But I'm looking to take it to the next level, though.
For sure. So basically right now you're making money with affiliate marketing. So it's kind of similar to the ad thing, but you're creating the content, getting some traffic, and then you're basically recommending products for people you're an affiliate for, correct? So like you might say, here's a side hustle about this, and this guy teaches a really good course. I recommend it. That's what you're doing right now.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. And how's that going?
That's going okay. I mean, it's not making a ton of money. I mean, making right around $500 a month on average. So
okay, getting back up there though, right?
So, yeah, we're getting back up there.
What's the problems with that you've encountered? Like, besides, is it percentages? Is it just like getting people to click on something when they really came to you? Like, What are the biggest problems you're having with that style of business?
So that business, the bigger problem is just trying to, because you don't really have a huge name build up to it, and to get people to click and then buy, it's a little harder.
To get that know, like, and trust enough to, like, you got to have a lot of know, like, and trust to recommend somebody, right?
Right. Yeah, and that takes a lot just to get that, and then to write great content, and then, make sure you're promoting good products and stuff like that. You want to really make sure that you're promoting a good product. You don't want to just promote anything. You want to promote the right thing. So
basically you're putting a lot of time into research. Looks like you're taking a lot of time into content.
Yeah, pretty much any course I recommend, I've bought. I bought it, I reviewed it, I went through it, so I know what I'm selling is good.
Because that's a reflection on you. At that point, you've got to trust the affiliate. You know what I'm saying? Because if they screw the customer, they're never coming back to your site, right?
That's right. That's right.
I follow a guy named Ben Settle, and he said something on his podcast once. He's a copywriter, and he's kind of a brash, hardcore guy. But anyway, one time he said, a mentor told him you should never enter an affiliate relationship with someone who you wouldn't give the keys to your house and let them stay there alone for a week. Right? Like, you got to have that much trust before you're an affiliate, or they'll just burn your house down. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So where are we now? Now, we've gotten up to this point now where you've done the affiliate thing, but you're trying to transition again to more teaching and course models and your own thing, right?
Yes, that's correct. Right now, I got my first course created. I just threw it together as 5 videos, put it together, and I threw it up on Teachable real quick and started promoting it to my email list, and made my first sale. So,
love it.
But right now I'm actually working on setting up my membership area. So, trying to get that all put together and then get my community going there.
Awesome. Well, you know what I say? If you can find one, you can find 101. If you can find 101 people to give you $50 a month, you're making $60,000 a year, right? So, if there's one person that'll buy it, there's more people that'll buy it. We just have to figure out a path to finding all those people. Also, I want to comment here too. Like, this is very interesting. Like, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was coaching somebody, and they basically, we created this email sequence for them. They're probably listening to this right now. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but like, they're listening. But I was coaching them yesterday, and they wrote an email sequence, and they sent it out and panicked because, like, only 2 or 3 people bought something in one day, right? And they were freaking out because their list is kind of big, and they're like, do I need to change direction? Do I need to write longer emails? Do I need to write shorter emails? Do I need to not do emails? Maybe I should have ran ads to this. Maybe I should have tested it on a segment of my list. Maybe we should pull the plug and not do the rest of the sequence. They were just freaking out. And I'm like, calm down. Like, whoa, Nilly. Pull the brakes a little bit. Like, you got to ride stuff out to learn if it works or not. I told him, like, the goal is to ride this out for 3 months and just see what happens, like, and do it over and over again and test it, right? But she was totally willing to pull the plug immediately. But what I love about your story, dude, 2008, is that when you said you started your first website?
Yeah.
Right?
August of 2008.
That's amazing. And so that was 11 years ago when we were recording this, and you went up and you got to that, that magic $1,000 a month, but then you got slammed and destroyed all the way back to nothing. But you pivoted and tried something else for a while and got it back up to $500 a month. And then you're like, man, I'm hitting a ceiling here. I need to do something else. And now you're testing the next thing, which should be the best thing. Right. And it's taken you 11 years of relentless, never giving up to do it. Right. And I just love that, man. I think that speaks volumes about you and your character, and and is a great example for everybody listening. Like, this is not I tried it and I hit a home run, or I tried online business for 3 months. Like, success comes by grinding and grinding and grinding until you hit the home run, right? Like, how many swings do batters make in a baseball season? Hundreds to get 40 home runs, right? Mm-hmm. And you're doing that. And all this stuff is built to the point now where you're like, whoa, I made a course and sold it. Maybe this could be a membership. I found one. 6 months from now, you might have 101 people, right?
Right.
So, dude, great job just sticking with it, making money, and look at all the knowledge you have. Like, you can't run the Side Hustle Academy unless you've been running side hustles for 10 years.
Yeah.
So just an amazing story, man. I absolutely love your tenacity and sticking with it. Great example for you all out there that are like, yeah, I started a blog in 2007 and I quit because it didn't get 1 million followers on Instagram or whatever.
All right. So let's talk just a little bit. So, obviously you have a spirit of not giving up, which we love, but something is still holding you back. So let's talk a little bit about some fears, mindset issues, or whatever else might be holding you back right now.
So when I was creating my first course, my initial thought was, I was going to create this course and I'm going to price it at $97. And then I started creating the course and I started having this feeling like, I just don't know if this is worth $97. And then all of a sudden I back it down to like $47. And then all of a sudden now I'm at $19. And I'm also thinking the same thing with like my membership, like how much is this worth in the beginning? Is what I'm selling worth it or worth the amount of money I'm thinking it should be worth?
So basically, this is a confidence problem. It's not really, is the course worth it? It's more like, is anyone going to pay me to teach them X, to teach them Y, to teach them Z?
And actually, what I hear in this conversation, Chris, is that you don't feel that you can convince someone that the value is there. That's what I'm reading between the lines.
Right.
All right. Let me ask you a question here. Okay. So you're basically, let's talk about value and how to actually, the problem that most people do with their course is they assign the value to themselves and not the result that they're trying to get for their customer. Right. Because when we start valuing ourselves, well, we're our worst critics, right? We look in the mirror and we don't like the way we look. We put our clothes on. We don't like we don't have the newest clothes. We get in our car and we're like, man, do I have the best car? Is anybody looking at me funny? Right? Like we're all self-conscious, right?
Right.
And if you try to put the value of what you're selling on you, you're always going to talk yourself into giving it away for free. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to assign value to ourselves. But that's what the trick is. We've got to assign the value to what we're giving people, right? To the actual result that they're going to get. For example, in our teaching businesses, our result was our value wasn't based on we're the best teachers. We make the best lesson plans. We're the smartest elementary librarians and social studies teachers in the world. Because if that was true, we would have probably not even made our courses. Because Jocelyn had been teaching for 3 years. I was a social study teacher, but I was half football coach. So I didn't even really teach a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we couldn't possibly value. So what we did was we flipped it and said, the result that we could give people, if we could literally plan their day for them every school day of the year, the result would be going home at 3:00, seeing their kids, being able to sit down and have dinner and not worry that you're not going to have anything planned tomorrow, right? And that was priceless. So that was easy to go, $500, you've got to pay this, or $49 a month. It's worth $49 a month to see your kids at night and not be stressed out about your job.
And what I'm wondering is, okay, so your course, what is it for? Is it to help people learn how to start a side business?
So my course is all about helping people develop the idea that they want to go forward with and then figure out how to profit or make their first sale, basically. Not to build their entire business, but just to get them started and make their first sale and realize okay, there's something here. I can make money with this. And they see a way out,
Sure. So, let me ask you this. If you could, so you've told us your side hustles have generated $1,000 a month, $500 a month, something like that off and on for different side hustles, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could tell somebody, hey man, what stresses you out? If you could ask them that question and they said to you, man, what really stresses me out, man, my car payment, it's $399 a month and I've got $100 in insurance a month. And it just really stresses me out, man, because that car payment makes me run thin every month. And sometimes we run out of money for groceries. And you said to them, hey man, what if I could teach you something I've been making $500 a month plus for 10 years. That could pay your car payment. It could totally take that stress off of you. How much more space would you have for your spouse? How much more time would you have for your kids when you wouldn't be worrying about it? How good would it feel to walk into the grocery store and know you had a little margin and you didn't have to put the the real Fruit Loops back to get the generic Fruit Loops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
How would that make you feel? If you could literally say that to someone and you could do that for someone, that there is no way you can put a value on that, right? So it would be worth it for them. I'll give you $100 to show me how to make $500 a month any day of the week, right?
Right.
But what we've done there is we've transferred the value to the result, not you. It ain't about you, man. Like, you've made $1,500 a month for 10 years. Like, yeah, man, if you can teach that to someone, there's no way to put a value on that at all.
I can assure you that people do not really care about the quality of the course in most cases. Like, all they care about is the result. Can you teach them to do whatever it is that you told them that you're going to do?
And that's how we price our products. That's how we have the confidence to say it's worth it. Like, our courses are not the fanciest, most polished courses in the world. Like, I had a buddy in a mastermind group I'm in. They just spent like $10,000, hired a video crew, redid all of their courses. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I'm not going to do that. I just don't do that. Like, it's fine if he wants to do it, right? And maybe his audience puts value in the presentation. Okay. But for us, it's more like, let's just get this information in people's hands because it could change their life. Right. And that's where we assign the value of our community. Like, that's how we price our community. And then you can look at other things like the demographic of your audience. Like, there's nothing wrong with having lower tiered prices. We do that sometimes too, right? Because we want to help as many people as possible take our courses. But like, you've got to assign the value based on the result, not based on your own confidence issues in yourself. Because if you do that, you're always going to just charge nothing. So
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So is your result worth $100? Tell me that right now.
I feel like it's worth $50 a month.
Chris, you're not listening.
Okay.
Why do you feel like it's only worth, like, if you said I can teach you how to make $500 a month, why is that only worth $50?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking what I was going to price it at. That's all. That's what I was
$50
saying.
a month is fine. You can do that, but just try to focus on the result.
Okay.
Not focus on yourself, because I think you're judging it on, does it look as good in the lighting? Did I make a good enough PowerPoint? Did I say it in a epic Nelson Mandela speech? You know what I'm saying?
Is it 5 hours long?
Is it 16? Yeah. Is it 4 weeks of, like, it's does it give them the result? That's all you got to do and worry about it. Okay. And I've seen your stuff. I like your website. Talking to you, it's fine. Your stuff is well worth $50 a month because the result's worth more. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So let's kind of jump into your next question. As far as like building this thing, what can we help you with?
My big thing there is trying to lead them down a path and how to build that up as I go in my business. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, I figured out in my first course just basically how to get them to start their side business, but I'm trying to figure out where I need to lead them after that point and stuff like that. So,
well, I mean, I think you just look at your own experience here, because, you spent the last 10 years literally selling everyone else's stuff. Right. And like, you spent the last 10 years writing content designed to get them to click other things on your site. Right. Mm-hmm. So that copywriting and that like skill set that you developed over the last 10 years is the same thing you're doing here. Like, getting people to go click on your product is the same as getting them to click on someone else's product. Right. And just like in affiliate marketing, if you're an affiliate marketer, you might sell one product in January for affiliate, Bob. Here's Bob the affiliate, right? But then in February, you might have a different promotion for Sally, your other affiliate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you just teach people, you write different email campaigns to sell different products. So what you have to do is you have to look at the steps to guide them and say, well, what's step one? Well, I'm going to convince them to buy step one. Okay. Well, then you look and you say, well, what's step two? If step one is starting their side hustle, then step two is going to be, growing their side hustle to X, sales per month or whatever. So then you just sell that. That's what you guide them to. You just write the emails that get them to that. Maybe you've got another tier of membership, or you just answer their questions like along the way. So all you have to do is figure out how you've always sold everyone else's products and how you always sold the next affiliates thing. And then you just have to map out your, path that you want people to follow. Like, what's the success path that your people need to follow to get from $0 to $1,000 a month, right? Because you can teach that. You've done it for years. So you need to write that path out, know the 6 steps they have to do to get there, and then take them through that path with all of your email and copy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've been trying to figure out that path, I guess, but when you say that, it makes a lot of sense.
And do you have people that you have worked with that this process has worked for? So in other words, I'm asking, do you have like testimony?
The only one I have is my brother, actually. I've been kind of coaching him on a few things here and there. And, I helped him get a few coaching calls lined up and stuff like that. So
yeah, you can make $1 million on one testimonial.
Yeah, that's totally fine. The only unfortunate thing in your case is that the picture is going to look just like you.
That's not his brother. That's his twin. That's him. He just changed shirts.
This scam artist is trying to tell me.
You all need to be on camera together. But in this day and age with deep fakes and all the video, I don't know if he's got some trick camera stuff going here. I'm telling you. That's what's happening. But you just have to have some kind of success. There's only 2 ways to actually sell courses. You can sell a lot of courses to a lot of different people, right? Like you can say, I only teach the first step. Well, once they're past the first step, they leave you and go somewhere else. That's cool. You just go find more people that need to take the first step, right? Or the real money is in selling your existing customers your next thing, right? So you can sell them their next product, like beginning side hustle and then intermediate side hustle, turning it into a car payment, right? Get started, get it to $500 a month. Like that might be your first 2 parts of the path. Okay. And you don't have to complete the whole path. You just need that part, right? It's the same way we get people, to pay for our membership. We just treat our membership each month as like a different product. Like you come in to the Flip Your Life community and maybe you don't have an idea. So your first month, you're going to be researching your idea, talking about your idea in the community, getting feedback from me and Jocelyn on our member calls. And then finally, month 1, I've got my idea. I've set some goals. Now what? Okay, it's time for month 2. Now we're going to figure out what your customer looks like, and then we're going to start building your product. Month 3, what do we do next? Well, we're going to build out this product, and then we're going to get your website started. Month 4, we're going to try to launch this thing and build an audience, right? So like we just have a path that we know how long it takes. We know what people need to do next. And that's how we sell a membership. We treat it like a different product. Does that make sense? So as you're building yours out, you need to do the same thing. Like in the beginning, when someone creates their side hustle, what does the first month look like? That's the easiest way to think about this. That's how you get them in the first course. But then what does the second month look like? Okay, I've got this website. I've got some affiliate links. How do I promote this thing? Okay, then maybe the second month is, you start a social media page, put some ads behind it, whatever. So you just have to create a success path for your business. Figure out that we assume that it will take people about as long as it took us to get to the promised land, which is 13 to 18 months, right? So our success path is actually written out over 13 to 18 months. That's how I thought about the Flip Your Life Blueprint. And I was like, what did we do in month 1? What did we do in month 2? It's the same thing for our education businesses, right? What does a teacher do in August that teaches U.S. history? I have to know that, right? What do they do in September? Okay, well, here's September's lesson plans. What do they do in November? And we just go through that path, and that's how you build retention. That's how you get people to take the next step, is because you know where they're going to go because you've already been there and you drew the map and you're just taking them down the map like Dora the Explorer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's probably your next step, is actually creating that success path, and that'll build out that monthly retention for you and your business and help you sell the next thing, help you sell the next month and keep people paying that $49 a month every single month.
Awesome.
All right. So that is kind of a lot of information. How do you feel about all of those ideas?
I feel like I'm ready to get some stuff done.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
All right, Chris, you sound a little overwhelmed, dude. You sound a little freaked out. So let's boil this down and eat the elephant one bite at a time here. What do you think your very next step should be?
As far as my next step should be, I feel like I need to just finish up my membership, and I need to start working on, start promoting and stuff like that. So
yes, figure out what your next step is for your customer, right? Mm-hmm. I want you to try to create I want you to, on paper, an outline by handwritten. I want you to number 1 to 12. Okay. Now I want you to imagine you've got someone that is just starting their side hustle journey. Okay. And I want you to say, month one, I've already got. That's my course that exists right now. That's going to start the side hustle. And then I want you to write a path for that person to walk each month. What do they need to do to get to $1,000 a month? Okay. What did you do to get to that point, to get to $1,000 a month? And then just an outline. You get one line per step. Does that make sense?
Right.
And then now you'll know that. So then you can start building that. The next thing you'll do is build the second step. That's all you got to do. When that's done, you build the third step. And then as you roll this out and more people join it and get into the membership and we start promoting that thing, they're gonna have somewhere to go, so they stay and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay?
Awesome.
All right, guys, that wraps up another great interview with one of our Flip Your Life community members. Super excited to see what Chris does, building out that success path for his customers, which will lead to a lot of success in his business. If you need help building that success path in your business, we would love to personally help you do that inside of the Flip Your Life community. All you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/flipyourlife, and you can check out all of our great membership options. We've got options that start as low as $19 a month to get access to all the courses, all the training you need, and join a community of hundreds of family-focused entrepreneurs from all over the world who are building out their online business and building better futures for their family. So go to flippedlifestyle.com/flipyourlife today. We would love to have you in the Flip Your Life community. Who knows, you may find yourself right here on the Flip Lifestyle podcast someday. Before we go, we'd love to close the show with a Bible verse. Jocelyn and I get a lot of our inspiration, motivation, and business tips, believe it or not, from the Bible. Today's Bible verse comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 11. And it says, yes, you will be enriched in every way so that you can always be generous. And when we take your gifts to those who need them, they will thank God. Guys, people need you. You need to build your business. You need to build your business just like us, just like Chris, just like all the people in the Flip Life community, so that you can go out there and get those results to people. Take what you know and teach it to others so that their life can be better too, and they will thank you for it with their hard-earned money every single month in those membership sites that you're going to build. So take that to heart, get out there, get started, and until next time, do whatever it takes. Flip your life. See you then.
Bye.
Hi guys. Hey, Jocelyn, Shane.
Jocelyn, that's like that's our mashup name. We've got a mashup name. It's like Bennifer, like Jocelyn. Hold on, I'm writing that down. We're going.
Oh man,
There's a good hero. I like Jocelyn. All right, I love it. All right, hold on.